my Snapchat. Alright, y'all. We're going to start our Hiroshima book report. So I'm going to pass out Lauren's group paper, and y'all can start presenting it. There you go. And I'm going to hold your book report sheet up here, and I will be grading you as you go. Alright? Okay, y'all, we're going to do some quick information, basic information on Hiroshima. So first, the author is John Hersey. It was first written in 1946. And some background about him was that he was born in China and raised in America. So this is just like the basics that you should have included in your book report, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. You have about 15 minutes to get everything you need to get together, and then we'll present.
Okay. So what part?
Ba-da-bum-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-bip-ba-boom. Waka-chi. Daigo. Ba. Itachi. Keto. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Ah. Hey. Oh, yeah. Ha. Ay, oh, 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 is yaki. Yeah, it's not a bit of a
Okay, we're going to start. In order to get your first point, please tell me the setting of the novel.
Okay, turn to page 1 in the novel. Is everybody there?
Okay.
At exactly 15 minutes past 8 in the morning on August 6, 1945, Japanese time, at the moment when the atomic bomb flashed above Hiroshima, Miss Sasaki, a clerk in the personnel department of the East Asian Tin Works, had just sat down in her place in the plant office and was turning her head to speak to the girl at the next desk. At that same moment, Dr. Fuji was settling down cross-legged to read the Asasaki Ashaba on the porch of his private hospital, overhanging one of the 7 delic rivers which divide Hiroshima. Mrs. Nakamura, a tailor's widow, stood by the window of her kitchen, watching a neighbor tearing down his house because it lay in the path of an air raid defense fire lane. Father Kleinsorge, a German priest of the Society of Jesus, reclined in his underwear on a cot on the top floor of his order's 3-story mission house, reading a Jesuit magazine. Dr. Sasaki, a young member of the surgical staff on the city's large, modern Red Cross hospital, walked along one of the hospital's corridors with the blood specimen for the Wassermann test in his hand. And the Reverend Mr. Tanmoto, pastor of the Hiroshima Methodist Church, paused at the door of a rich man's house in Koi, the city's western suburb, and prepared to unload a hand cart full of things he had evacuated from town in fear of the massive B-29 raid which everyone expected Hiroshima to suffer. 100,000 were killed by the atomic bomb, and these 6 were among the survivors. They still wonder why they lived when so many others died. Each of them counts many small items of chance or volition, a step taken in time, a decision to go indoors, catching one streetcar instead of the next, that spared them. And now each knows that in the act of survival, he lived a dozen lives and saw more death than he ever thought he would see. At the time, none of them knew anything.
Nice passage, thank you. Now please tell me about the historical context of the novel and when and during what events does the story occur?
So during this book, World War II was going on in Europe and Asia, and in Japan, people were getting ready for the bombings. And so if you will turn to page 6, paragraph 3, I will read about the night before the bomb went off. Is everybody there?
Mm-hmm.
At nearly midnight, the night before the bomb was dropped, an announcer on the city's radio station said that about 200 B-29s were approaching southern Honshu and advised the population of Hiroshima to evacuate to the designated safe areas. So, at this time, people were still preparing to for bombs to come, even though none have been dropped yet.
Thank you, Miss Maddie. And Miss Lauren, can you please tell me about the conflict and theme? And what is the conflict and what is the primary theme of the book?
The conflict is an example of man versus society because there was a bomb dropped by the United States that killed many people. And it also resulted in a decrease of their economy.
And what's your theme statement?
The theme statement is John Hersey's historical non-fictional novel, Hiroshima, utilizes the events of the bombing of Hiroshima to underscore the idea of hope in order to illustrate that one should be optimistic in desolate times.
Good job. And what is the reading difficulty? How difficult did y'all think the text was?
We thought it was easy other than a few Japanese words that we didn't really understand and had to look up. Also, there were constant changes in point of view that also made it kind of confusing, but as long as you could keep up with that, it was pretty easy reading.
Okay. Okay, so next you need to tell me about one of your favorite parts in the book. And I know I've read this book multiple times because I've had to teach it. But in the back of the book are some of my favorite passages because it just talks about how the people had hope after the bombing. So if you could please tell me about one of your favorite passages or characters or settings in the book.
Our favorite passage starts on page 119.
And it carries on to 122.
Okay.
Right there? Okay. Her house stood by a cliff on which there was a grove of bamboo. One morning, she stepped out of the house, and the sun's rays glistening on the meadow-like leaves of the bamboo trees took her breath away. She felt an astonishing burst of joy, the first she had experienced in as long as she could remember. She heard herself reciting the Lord's Prayer.
I like that one. Good job. Okay, so up next, you need to tell me about what you most enjoyed in the novel.
We decided that we really enjoyed Mr. Tanimoto because he was very selfless and he felt lucky that he wasn't affected by the bombing. So he used his energy to help other people, like when he was dragging the people up the bank that couldn't move themselves. And he just got help for the people that were unable to help themselves.
I enjoy him too. He's a good character. And your last thing you need to tell me about is maybe a caution that you would give any of the readers, maybe about the book. Is it too long? Did it take a while to get into the text? Was it boring?
The only caution that we would say is that it was very graphic at times. I mean, not throughout the entire book, but there were definitely some passages that were very graphic. So.
Okay. Well, awesome job. I'm going to grade this, and then I'll let you know what your grade is.
Okay.
Now we have a seat. So for the next few minutes, y'all can get on your phones or finish up some exam study guides or any work you have from other classes while I grade your book report. Thank you.
Okay.
What do you think you got on the chemistry test?
I think I got like a 90-ish,
That's
around there.
I hope she does it.
Me too.
I've always thought one person gets a 100.
Yeah.
So not
Curve.
Yeah, probably no curve.
Yeah.
There's always that one person. But I'm really nervous for the AP World exam.
Yeah,
That's
same.
gonna be a bit interesting.
She already said it was hard.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's where I really need the curve.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm sure you're prepared for it though.
Well, we'll see. This is taking a while for the grade test.
I know, it should be an easy 100.
I hope she's not taking points off. We had everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I have the final grade. So for Lauren, Maddie, and Alexis' group, y'all got 100. Very good job. Over to erase it. I would like y'all to go research one fun fact about John Hersey, and then when you guys come back on Monday, we're going to talk about him and share with the class, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so y'all can be dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Maddie, you forgot your pencil.
Oh, thanks.
Have a great weekend, girls.
I love her jacket.
Yeah.
Peace.
No